Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Offsite channel. Today we're going to be looking at some free 2D CAD software. Yes, free. So the software is called Nanocad, and I came across this software when Autodesk changed their licensing structure. I was using an economical Autodesk. So I went out and I had a look around, looked at some open source ones like LibreCAD. I like the look of this CAD software, so I went ahead and downloaded it, and I've been using it now and again. So let's have a look and find out what it can do. Hi everyone, so what we're going to do is we're going to draw a pretty simple 2D floor plan. Just quickly, not going to show too much detail, but just show you the basic tools that you can use. The reason I like the Nanocad offering, the free offering, is because it looks similar to AutoCAD. Obviously it has restricted features, but for 2D drafting it's pretty decent. I quite like it, and it's quite intuitive in the tools, and you can type in the commands, etc. So it's not a million miles away to what you've probably been used to using, but good enough. So I tend to use AutoCAD, Autodesk, so I should say, version Lite LT for 2D drafting. I would have used that when I was a component designer. On my secondary monitor, I would have had the design software on one monitor and the client's CAD plans, hopefully not always PDF sometimes, but CAD plans on the other monitor. And it's excellent to have that set up, as you can draw up small details or work stuff out or whatever you want. A lot of these component manufacturing softwares do have their own CAD capabilities, but we all learned on Autodesk, or most of us did, so the familiarity of using it is good. But with the licensing change, it was, if you're just using it now and again for some bits and bobs, it's quite expensive to carry on using AutoCAD with a subscription model. So went out and found Nanocad, did a bit of an extensive search, and yeah, seems to be decent. So what we should do then is let's see if we can draw just a basic floor plan. I've tried to keep this as much looking out of the box as possible. The only thing I've changed here is on the left hand side behind where I am. Some of the tools, they're on the opposite right hand side over here, but apart from that, it's pretty much just how it should look. There's up here there is the menus. The free version doesn't have a ribbon view, it just has these icons, but it's still pretty decent here. And here is where you would format your text, dimension styles, etc. Units here, we have them set to millimeters, and have the degrees with two dimensions after it. So that's how we have that there. You can change that to different precisions there as well, and also change it to millimeters. Okay, but you can change it to feet, inches, etc. there as well. So that's good. And of course, coming in here again to dimension styles, you can have that changed also, modify to what you like. And again, you'll probably think that was quite similar to what I'm used to, right? So that's in there. Down at the bottom here, you have your snaps and your grids, etc. So you put the grid on. Come on. Oh, here it is here. So I've just got the extent set. I had it at I thought it's 600 centers, or two feet for our folks in the United States, and you can change the grid limits, etc., and the steps. That's what they call it. So you can alter that there. So this is what we're going to be drawing. I've drawn it up already, but I'm going to redraw it again with you guys. Along here, if you right click on here, you have your snap points, your polar tracking angles, your polar here's I've got it set to 45. You can change that and you can change it to custom as well. So without further ado, let's just get drawn here. On the left hand side, you'll see the lines that we can use. I'm going to use a polyline. However, what you can do is you can draw here. I'll just do a few clicks and enter and select and type join, for example. This one, and this one, enter. And these join. So that's a join command. But I'm going to draw it as a polyline. Okay, so we're going to start off here and just type 4 meters. And we're going to go up 2 meters. So you can see there I'm just using the mouse as the direction I want to draw it in. You can use the coordinates and that as well if you want, but it's just the way I like to do it. So we're going to come up 5 meters. Of course, I've got this drawn out on a bit of paper. I'm not doing it out of my head. So just do it as quick as possible. Down here, 2 meters. You can type 1 meter, or again, we can come up here and do it this way, like that, to close it off. Enter. And there we have our external wall. It's going to be drawn as a frame wall, internal frame wall. I'm not going to do the whole through wall. But what we're going to do here is on the left hand side, you shall see the offset tool. You can also type offset as well. But we'll just use the tool here for a quick offset. We're 95 and internal. So that'll be our external frame, 95 mil, 4 inches. The reason I'm going to do that, we'd normally use 6-inch or 140 or 145 millimeters, but it will go with the external joinery here a little bit better. Just try to keep it as quick as possible on this. So there is our external wall. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another line across here and a perpendicular snap, and again I'm going to offset it 95 mil downward. I'm going to come out here 905. Oh geez, that wasn't 905, it was 950. Along here 905 and down to the right snap point. Actually, what we'll do is I'll come down and I will extend. What I'll do is I will extend that down. So again, you can just type extend. Is there. Enter, and we're going to want to do that against that. Extend. Same for the trim tool. You would type trim in there. Again, that is on the tool palette on the left. Those two there. So those are the tools. Okay. And what we can do is, well, what I'll do is I'll offset those back up and we'll join those with trim extend. Let's do it that way. So 95 here and here. And just drag that. You can also drag it. You can actually do it this way, and then you can join that there as well. Or let's extend that there, and click and right click, enter, and click this one to meet it. Again, similar for the trim function as well. So there's our walls. There's our walls. Now, I do have these doors and windows here predefined for these. I assume that you probably have something similar with all your external joinery, etc., etc. So just for these, I have done that. And so what we can do is let's take this here and let's right click and move and copy. Let's do one here. So we're going to need a door for here, and an external door here. I'm not going to do have external doors in the model that I do have all this stuff saved, but for ease again, I'm just going to use this internal door set. So let's go ahead and mirror this on the vertical axis, and we don't want to keep that, so we're just going to hit Y. And again, it's quite, like I said to you, it's quite familiar. This, you can also right click and you can move the object and you can rotate it 90 degrees, or you can type it. You can type it as well. So, like I say, the controls are quite intuitive. A lot of stuff is when you right click, and all this stuff that you use quite a lot is going to be there. Okay, bring to there you go, bring to front, back, etc., etc. So there we go, and I'm going to want to put this here. I'm going to move and not copy this time. So we're going to take that. I'm going to take this door, and we're going to stick it, say, here, like that. That's fine. And we're going to take this one, and we're going to stick it again. Move the object. Right click, click and move, and take it across to here. To that. There's some facings here, but again, I'm not too concerned with that at this point in time. I'm just going to put this on, and then we'll get it hatched, etc. So I'll take that here, move here to the external wall. Like I said before, it's a 95mm external wall, but we're not going to. I'm actually going to mirror that, so the door's going to be opening to the opposite hand, like that, against there. So let's just go and move that across. Let's take that and move to here. So this is just, like I say, guys, just drawing up a really basic floor plan in the free CAD software. So that's what we're currently doing. So I'm going to take this and drag it back to here, and drag that back to here to create the door aperture, like that. Okay, and bring it back to here. And it depends on how you like to do it. If you like to use the trim extend tool, or you like to drag and pull it back, etc. So depends on your preference, doesn't it? So I like to drag and pull it back and snap. That's how I like to do it. So let's go and put some windows in here, and then we'll start getting this this hatched. So again, I'm not typing as much the commands, but again, you can use the commands if you so wish. Okay, so we'll put a few more windows in, get the idea. What we'll do is I will just move and copy a couple more like that. You can also copy in an array certain amounts. It'd be good for doing your stub positions, for example. So I'm going to rotate this the degrees to there. I'm going to put that move to the top wall. So as you can see, it's quite decent. It's just moving it about with ease. There's not any lag, for example. There's not any issues at all with the speed, apart from myself, obviously. I'm sure there'll be people out there telling me how I could be doing this a lot faster, but whatever. it's the way I'm doing it just now. Like I said, I don't use it this very often, but enough to get by for what I need it for these days. So I'm not currently a design technician. So here we go. So some windows in there. Could probably put a few more down here, but again, you get the idea. And so come on over to the left here, you'll see there's a hatch icon, and you can type hatch if you like as well. Let's go ahead and type hatch down here. Behind where my head is, to be fair, but so we'll just click it here. And I have predefined this color and scale, etc. And there's on the boundaries in the top right here, the pick points and pick objects. So let's go and pick this, pick points. Okay, I'm going to select that wall. And I'm going to select this hatch again, and let's select that wall. So that's our external walls hatched. Okay, let's try select these points here like that, and let's select these. Here we go. There it's hatched. So there we go. Now moving on to the text we have here. Put in some text. Okay, let's have it say, let's try it say 400, and let's call it room 1. Like that. When you select it here on the left, you can change the text type. So if you want to do 350, for example, I think that suits it a bit better, do that. And then we can do move and copy to here. It's still a little bit big for what we need to do, so let's change it to 250. 250 seems to be the best size for that. And we're going to move it across to here. And we will call it room number 2. Let's just move that to the right slightly. Keep that the same. 250 is seems to be the right look. And move and copy to room number 3. So yeah, building it up here. We'll put that in the center. So looks how it should. So lastly, what we want to do is do some dimensions. Now you can do vertical dimensions. If you click and hold there, you'll see horizontal, diagonal, etc., etc. There's diameters, etc. here. I'm going to use this one on the left here. It's like this smart tool, as you would call it. And so just click there and it will know what to do on the main. So I'm going to come up here with 5 meters and click again and do this smaller one, which is going to be 1 meters, and you get the gist. So, and there we have it, folks. There's a basic plan. Basic plan, which is, it's pretty straightforward to use, and yeah, I hope it gave you an insight as to what this free software can do. It's pretty intuitive, pretty familiar. People like this want to know more, then certainly let us know, and we could then go and look at the layout pages, the outputs, etc., and then do a bit more specific what we would do for timber framing. But yeah, Nanocad, it's a thumbs up from me. I like it. It's basic, simple, does what you need or what I need, certainly. It's not going to be anywhere near, I would imagine, the obviously the full-blown Autodesk or the likes of purpose-made timber frame software. But if you're just looking to just do small sketches like this, drop small details, timber frame details, yeah, it might be something that you're interested in. So thanks a lot, guys, for joining me. And if you have an open source software that you'd like us to know about, then let us know about it, and we'll take a look and see if it's worthwhile sharing with everyone. So on that note, that is Nanocad. That's a basic 2D floor plan, and I hope you enjoyed and found value. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next video.